Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode something of Tipsy Talks. This is the internet show where we talk about news articles that we find on the web and discuss and elaborate and talk more. Who cares? Anyways, my name is Brilliant and this is...
Yoji. And...
Pika. So for our first story, a tourist forgets his wife at a gas station in Brazil and drives 60 miles before realizing she's not there.
Those must have been some pleasant ass 60 miles. He was like, man, this is such a good road trip.
It's so quiet.
I feel like I'm missing something though.
Wait, he drove 60 miles and then realized
60 miles.
that he forgot his
This
hat.
reminds me of a story
what?
that you told about...
Forgot his hat. He forgot his wife.
I zoned out. He forgot his wife. Yes, hat, whatever, same thing.
Yeah, this reminds me of a
Yeah,
story
okay.
that you had with your family when they forgot one of your brothers at like a Burger King or something. He was like chasing after the van.
He went out to walk the dog to let it go to the bathroom and they just left him there.
I remember because he said a point of it was like he was looking out the window and he just saw his brother like running with both dogs under his arms, like trying to catch up to the van.
He was like, yeah, Dad's just joking. He'll turn around. Nope. Bye, brother.
Hashtag true story.
Alright, so apparently he filled up his car at the gas station, he went to the bathroom, and he didn't realize his wife got out of the car to buy cookies after she was sleeping in the back seat. And he thought she was still sleeping in the back seat, and his son was in the passenger seat playing a game on his mobile device. So I guess they drove 60 miles and didn't even realize that she wasn't there.
I like how the son is such a fuckboy that he doesn't fucking realize to tell his dad, like, hey, you forgot mom. He's just over there on his phone.
No,
Like,
you know how kids are, you know. They're so busy with their cell phones.
Wait,
they don't
she
realize
went to go
anything.
get cookies at a gas station?
Yes.
That's weird.
Who gets
I guess
I usually get
she
beef
woke
jerky
up.
and cookies
She was
like that.
hungry.
That is weird.
I guess she tried to contact him through his cell phone, and due to the lack of signal, she couldn't call him,
Where the
and
fuck were they in the middle of
she had to
fucking
call-
nowhere?
pretty much, I guess. I mean, you know, it happens. Towards the end of this, it just says she was furious, and she kicked the car.
No, I'd say that she was really happy to be left behind.
All right.
Oh man, if I ever got left behind, it'll be hell.
Then they would probably make a movie of
I
it.
have a
or
feeling
video
that I'm
game.
gonna
It
hear
would be
that
called The
at
Last
some
of Us.
Someone will get murdered. All right, on to our second story. Florida valet accidentally sets Lamborghini on fire.
Florida what?
Valet. You know, the valet parkers that take your keys?
Yeah, the guys that take the cars and they
Yeah.
park them and they're like...
Yeah, the guys you avoid at all costs every time you go to market.
Not in my Prius. Don't you dare take my Prius.
Why did we all drink at the same time?
I don't know. I was thirsty. I'm the one
was
talking, so. Anyways, the valet driver decided to take the Lamborghini for a spin and, you know, totally burnt up the $400,000 luxury car.
Whoa. He decided to take it for a spin? Like, you know what? I have to park this guy.
You know-
Hold on. Hold on, before I forget. I actually remember seeing, I don't remember if it was an article or a video or something like that. It's about some guy who worked as a valet for some car dealer. No, he worked for a car dealership and he took a car out. He did something similar like that and he ended up going through the drive-thru of McDonald's and the guy worked at McDonald's and he gave him his order and he was pissed. And he ended up calling up the car dealership and saying basically that he was going to sue the car dealership because he was, you know...
That's his car.
Yeah,
I
they
like
should
how
have been
you
working on it and
spawned
not...
on another story from the story.
I don't know, it just popped in my head and I was like, wait a second. this
At
sounds
least it
familiar.
didn't catch
The only-
on fire.
The only thing I can think of to be similar to that was one time I was watching a YouTube video and there was a video of a dash cam with some dude. He was like recording the Lamborghini
Was it
in front of
Russia?
him, and the dude just kept revving his engine. I guess like on one of those times, like the blowback from the exhaust just caught the car on fire, and it just burns the fucking ground.
That's exactly what this happened. Like, what happened
seems
in
like
this
Lambert-
story?
it
He
seems-
just, like, I guess he was showing off in the neighborhood, you know, and just revving the engine, and then it just caught fire.
It seems like Lamborghini has a problem with their exhaust
you should
systems.
totally fix that.
They
'Cause
should
you know,
probably look into that.
when you pay $400, $400,000.
Lamborghini's gotten that cheap.
When you pay
I'm buying one tomorrow.
$400,000 for a luxury sports car, you expect it not to be spontaneously combustible,
Expect it not to burst into flames.
right? All right, on to our third story, an article about how Soylent and the Oculus could fix the prison system.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Interesting. Okay, those are two things that don't go together.
Yeah.
That's like peanut butter and ketchup. I mean, it doesn't go together.
Okay, so it says in this article that...
Wait, Soylent, for those of you that don't know, before you...
Soylent is people.
Yes. Soylent
They
is
want you to find the movie clip of that.
Listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them Silent Breed is people! We gotta stop them somehow!
Is actually a powder made by some supposed, college student who kickstarted this product saying that it was more efficient.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
cost-effective to
Basically, it has all the nutrients your body needs, 2,000 caloric intake a day, and basically it's just, you take the powder,
It's also
put water,
relatively expensive
and then you
and
shake it, and then you drink it.
Depends on.
Well, they're
how you
saying
live.
in here,
But anyways.
they're gonna buy it in bulk. And, there's so many billions of dollars spent in the prisons, like,
Makes sense now.
for taxpayers.
That makes sense. How does the Oculus play into this?
Because they're going to
shush,
provide
shush,
Oculus for all the prisoners.
So these prisoners get Oculus, but I don't.
Let me finish my damn story. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
Which I think it launches in.
No,
So-
let's say work into it.
They feel that prisoners are undernourished, the food tastes bad, and they pay a lot
So
for
they're
the
gonna give them
food.
Soylent, which is a flavorless product.
Well, it's oat flavored.
I think I understand where they're going.
But
with
anyways,
this. Continue.
I still want to know where this Oculus plays into this.
I'm thinking that maybe when they're eating their Soylent or drinking
I'll finish
their
it.
Soylent, they put on the Oculus and like they're projecting themselves, thinking that they're.
Oh, you didn't
like a
explain the
5'4".
Oculus. You want to go into that for those who don't
Yes,
know
the
what the
Oculus
Oculus
is
is?
these goggle things you wear on your head like this.
Pretty much
and
like
you
playing a
look
video
around.
game. Virtual reality.
Anyways,
Virtual
continue.
reality headset. I don't know anybody who doesn't know.
We're just rambling on at this point.
There are.
We're just rambling
There
on.
are.
at this
Continue.
point.
How
Just
does it
continue.
play into it? Go ahead, tell us.
So taxpayers pay about $20,000 to $60,000 per prisoner, depending on the state, and they think that's outrageous. So it costs the taxpayers $74 billion annually to feed these prisoners.
Yes, the criminals. Okay.
All right. Anyways.
Criminals are being fed. Got it.
Doing this with Soylent, it'll cost $7.70 a day, and they just round it up to $10 for kicks and giggles, and for larger inmates,
That sounded like she was gonna say kicks and dicks.
just for kicks and dicks. Okay. For larger inmates, they would need a little bit more than 2,000 calories
No,
a
just
day.
give them the 2,000. They'll lose weight that way.
And Soylent would give them a discount. This is what they are saying if they buy in bulk.
And I can't get discounts.
No. Do you want to buy
All
them?
right, so
I'm going
once
to
again-
prison.
Once
What
again,
is this?
we're talking about Soylent, but we're not getting to the point of why Oculus is.
So it'll cost $3,650 per year per prisoner for their food for Soylent.
Okay.
So
Now the Oculus.
on to the Oculus.
Step 2 of the plan.
Prisoners are people too, right? They
No,
need.
I was saying you're
they
finally
need-
getting to the part with the Oculus.
They need interaction. They need gym time. They need free time. And then solitary confinement makes you go nuts. They say you need human contact. Otherwise, if you come out of the prison, you'll be a crazy person and end up probably back in prison.
So they feel that
And
these people
that's
should
where
have,
violence happens.
Hold on. So they feel that these people should have virtual
So they
friends?
feel they should simply make socialization happen through virtual reality to deliver rich education through.
So essentially, what they're doing is they're going
Oculus.
to create a internal matrix, like the movie. Everybody's going to be jacked in the prison and
Well-
just be fed bad enough.
No,
to keep
no.
them alive.
Eventually, these prisons are gonna start fucking streaming to like Twitch what the prisoners are doing.
Let me
son.
just list what the article says of their gear that the prisoners should have. Mind you, they're in prison for a reason. They shouldn't have anything. But Oculus Rift, $350. One Xbox controller, $60. A keyboard, $40. Turtle Beach headset, $100. And a charging dock for everything, $100. Now, do you think prisoners should have an Oculus Rift and get the freedom to play the Oculus Rift when obviously they've done something bad to be in prison?
No,
but you know, here's the thing. Here's the catch.
I think the
22
soil
on
is
that
where
too.
they should stop.
The catch-22 is apparently when you. This is something I found out recently. Apparently, when you go to prison, you get $200 upon departure.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
So, well, no.
So
count
once
that
you
in
leave,
for
you
yeah.
get
Once
to-
you leave, so it's like playing Monopoly.
and you know you have a job in
Oh, so they
prison.
pass go.
and you collect $200.
And you have a job in prison which
There's
earns you
so much money
many
being
cents
spent
on
and
the
thrown
hour.
on prisoners. It's ridiculous. Or criminals.
Well, another thing with the another thing with the Soylent is they said it would take away, utensils, napkins,
yeah, all
things
you
you
need
can
is a cup.
shank people with.
I'm sure
it's
they'll
like
find a way to
plastic
But then again, have you ever
bottle.
seen Riddick when he kills that person with like the teacup?
Oh yeah, teacup right in the heart.
Soylent right to the heart.
Anyways,
That's what they're gonna make now. Soylent.
well, for their health and hygiene, they said, well, they're gonna need a good chair to sit in to use this virtual reality Oculus Rift.
Great, now they're gonna get
So,
their computer chairs.
Now it says they need enough room in the cell to have a reclining chair that doubles as a bed, which is $1,000.
yeah, I don't see any of
A
this.
treadmill
would
for
hope not.
exercise with or without the goggles on. And if you've ever had these goggles on, the Oculus Rift goggles, it's like a roller coaster. It kind of makes you dizzy. So I wouldn't suggest going on a treadmill with them,
I can see a lot of injuries happening from that.
right? And a treadmill has, like plastic pieces, metal pieces. I mean,
And
you
they
don't
just
think
break
they
that
could just
shit off
break it
and
off and
shank
make
somebody.
something else. Anyways, they need a dumbbell set, a toilet, a shelf, a fan, a shower and a sink, and a Fitbit. I don't know what that is.
That's like a bracelet thing
Yeah,
that you
it's
wear that
a little-
counts calories and stuff. It's kind of like
well,
the Nike one.
apparently
Wait, isn't it made by Nike?
they think that
I
they
don't think
need
it's
one.
made by Nike.
Oh, and
Nike.
bonus, one of these sunshine / antidepressant lamps since you're not ever going outside.
Well, you might as well just set them up in a 5-star hotel.
All right.
Might as well.
Can somebody book these prisoners into the Hilton, please? Because that's
It
basically
says,
what we're doing here.
it says to replace each of those things every 2 years, the annual cost would be around $1,000. But I don't see if every 2 years how it would be $1,000 if the reclining chair itself is
Well,
$1,000.
think of it this way. I kind of get what they're saying. And okay, short term, yes, it's going to cost a lot of money up front, but in long term, it's going to save them supposedly a lot of money because they're cutting costs on food, they're cutting costs on added security,
That's another thing that
things
they
like
brought
that.
up too, because there is one correctional officer for every 4 inmates, which may or may not be true. There might be more inmates than there are correctional officers, like 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. It depends on each prison.
It sounds like a bad situation waiting to happen with all these shankings that are going to start happening.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. So they won't have any more problems with the inmates, getting into fights. They'll have their,
At least they assume they
their
will.
mind is going to be active,
I guess.
exercised. I don't know the word for it.
I don't know.
Just
Why don't you guys
meditate. It's a
go
lot
ahead?
easier.
Why don't you guys go ahead and comment below and tell us what you think about that situation? Moving on though.
There was more, but we'll just skip that. You can just read the article or whatever later.
This could have been a video in itself, probably.
It could have.
On to our final story. White Castle is now accepting reservations for Valentine's Day. Woo! The White Castle! You can take your girlfriend to White Castle,
Yeah.
have some burgers.
It sounds like
I
a
like
good
White
idea,
Castle,
right?
so anytime I go is all.
Yeah, but it's not about you.
Have you ever actually been to White Castle?
Yes, we have.
I've never been to
When,
White Castle.
the only one I ever went to was in Vegas, and
There was one literally 2 miles down the road. I never
But-
went to it.
have you ever heard of Crystals?
What's wrong with you?
Have you ever heard of a place called Crystals?
No.
Have you ever got those packaged
It's,
White Castle burgers? Like you buy at the store?
Yes, I have. Those were terrible.
Yeah, those aren't.
They
Those
kind
aren't.
of
Those
they
aren't.
kind of taste like that, only fresher and like less soggy.
I would hope so.
Essentially,
that
I
was
think it's the same
garbage.
thing. But anyways, the reason I mentioned
Crystals.
is because it's kind of like the exact same thing of
Like a White Castle.
like White Castle, but I think they're more primarily on like the East Coast and stuff like that. So when I was out over in the East Coast, I would eat a lot of.
I don't know. I find it weird that White Castle. It's like a fast food.
Crystals.
It's like a fast food restaurant. So
White crystals.
why would you have to make a reservation?
I don't know. I always used to go to Hardee's out in the East Coast.
Well, that's Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
It's weird how like a lot of fast food places are named. They're the exact same thing, but they're named differently in different places.
By the way, you have any idea what a McDonald's is called in Thailand?
Yeah.
It's McDonald's.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
He was like, yeah, no. Anyways, if you reserve a place for
How much
White
is the
Castle,
reservation?
I don't think you have to
What
pay
do you-
anything.
Oh,
You
I don't
just
have to pay. I just
to
have to-
reserve the spot.
Oh, okay.
Did they get that book? That's
That's what it says right here. It's reservations are required for Valentine's Day, and spots are expected to fill up quickly this year because it's a major anniversary. I'm not gonna lie, if I was taking to
Wait,
White Castle,
is it the anniversary of White Castle?
no, it's Valentine's Day. Oh my
But
god!
why is it gonna fill up?
I'm glad that you really pay attention.
I know.
to the stories.
Like, yeah,
It's Valentine's Day. You take your loved one out to eat.
yeah, but
Use
why
it
would
to
you-
an
Exactly
expensive
why I picked this, because why would you take her to White Castle?
But you're
It's
just
a
saying
fast
that you
food
would
restaurant.
love to go to White Castle.
He said he would love to go to White
I
Castle.
like White Castle, but I mean, I wouldn't go there for Valentine's Day.
Exactly. If somebody took
But
me
if
to
that's
White
where
The
Castle for
Olive Garden is
Valentine's
going to be
Day,
filled.
right? It'll be like, I'm dumping you.
All right, and we're here. Surprise! What the fuck is this shit?
You took me to White Castle. We could literally have this any day of the week.
I thought it would be special.
So special
love is
next
like
to
a
all these
circle.
common folk.
Get out of the car. Oh, are we going in? You're going in. I'm leaving.
And
That'd be hilarious.
so
That's it.
All right.
That's it. That's our last.
Well, I guess we'll leave you with that. The end.
and
Don't forget to comment on
Don't
the
take
question.
your loved one to White Castle.
So remember, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you stay tuned because we are trying to post 2 videos a day, or not a day. Wow, wow. Scratch that. We are trying to We are trying to post 2 videos. a week.
Copy, paste.
We are trying to post 2 videos a week.
So-
However, we are
See?
still working on a sufficient schedule. But until then, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with our content as they come out. Remember, 2 a week. And like, comment, subscribe. White Castles, we covered all the bases. So,
He
anyways,
has no clue what we talked about.
probably.
So having no clue what we talked about.
All right, you don't even have anything to drink.
Pink breast cancer. You know, like supporters. You
I want
know,
you to
like
throw
you
up an
think
image
of
of
these
like one of the
things.
Victoria's Secret things that has pink written on it. And
I should have
usually
worn my
they're, like
pink
gray.
hoodie.
Consider it done.
No.
I've seen like girls walking down the street with those Victoria's Secret like jogger
It's just
pants or
it's
whatever.
because it's
and
the
says
brand. It's
and
the
the pants
brand.
are gray. I don't